Welcome to the Wellness Lab Digest, where we help you to absorb powerful, life-changing insights from top wellness experts with our daily bite-sized wellness podcast summaries. Each episode is packed with distilled, powerful takeaways to boost your health and well-being. To support this podcast, please scroll down on whatever app you're listening. Ratings and reviews are helpful. Even better, just send the show to a friend. Check out our sponsors at the bottom of the page, or simply click the Support the Show link below the episode description.
Here's something that might surprise you. Women over 40 are experiencing a hidden health crisis, with nearly 80% reporting hormone-related symptoms that their doctors dismiss as normal aging. But what's happening beneath the surface is far more complex.
That's fascinating because we rarely hear about the real science behind these changes. Most women are just told to eat less and exercise more.
And that's exactly where the problem lies. I was just reading about this fitness expert who was doing everything right. Perfect nutrition, intense workouts, optimal sleep, and she still hit a wall. Her body basically rebelled.
What do you mean by rebelled?
Well, get this. She gained 5 pounds in a single week, despite being incredibly regimented with her training and nutrition. And she was already taking thyroid medication and hormone supplements. But her doctor finally told her something profound. Until you learn to manage your stress, there's only so much I can do for you.
That really challenges everything we think we know about fitness and weight management.
Exactly right. And here's what's fascinating. Research shows that chronic stress can increase cortisol levels by up to 300%, which directly impacts how our bodies store fat, especially around the midsection.
So what's the solution? It can't be as simple as just managing stress.
Well, that's where it gets interesting. This expert completely reimagined her approach to fitness. Instead of constant high-intensity training, which can actually increase cortisol levels, she incorporated more Pilates. But here's the kicker. We're talking about true Pilates, not the trendy fusion classes you see everywhere.
That must have been quite a mental shift for someone used to intense workouts.
Oh, absolutely. You know what's wild? The Kansas City Chiefs incorporated Pilates into their training leading up to their Super Bowl victory, and they had significantly fewer injuries than their opponents. It's not just for women. It's about creating a more resilient body.
That's incredible. I never would have connected NFL players with Pilates.
And here's another surprising connection. Blood sugar management. Recent studies show that insulin resistance affects up to 70% of women over 40, but most don't even know they have it.
How does that tie into the hormone picture?
Well, insulin is considered a tier 1 hormone. When it's out of balance, it creates this domino effect that impacts everything else. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation.
That makes so much sense when you think about how many health foods are actually loaded with hidden sugars.
Exactly. And this is where the concept of being a food label ninja comes in. You know those protein bars marketed as healthy? Many of them have more sugar than a candy bar. But here's what's really fascinating. This expert introduced something called breath work into her routine.
Like meditation?
Not exactly. These are specific breathing techniques that can switch your nervous system from stress mode to rest and digest mode in just 60 seconds. The science shows that extending your exhale longer than your inhale actually slows your heart rate down.
That seems almost too simple to be effective.
But here's the data. Studies show that just 2 minutes of specific breathing patterns can reduce cortisol levels by up to 50%. It's like having a built-in stress management tool that you can use anywhere, anytime.
So what's the takeaway for women over 40 who are struggling with these issues?
The key is understanding that you have more power than you might think. Research shows that women who combine stress management techniques with proper nutrition and appropriate exercise see improvements in their hormone levels in as little as 2 weeks.
That's quite different from the no pain, no gain mentality we usually hear about.
And that's exactly why this conversation is so important. We're not just talking about weight loss or fitness. We're talking about creating an environment where your body can actually heal and thrive. When you understand how stress affects your hormones, how different types of movement impact your body, and how to use tools like breathwork, you can create lasting change.
It sounds like a complete paradigm shift in how we think about women's health.
Absolutely. And the most exciting part? Women are starting to see results with this approach in as little as 1 week. Not because they're doing anything extreme, but because they're finally giving their bodies what they actually need. It's about working with your biology, not against it.
Thank you for listening to the Wellness Lab Digest. If you have received value from the podcast, I have 3 asks of you. 1, share the show with your friends and send them a link to the show. 2, please leave a rating and review in whatever app you're listening. And last but not least, please let me know what topics you would like us to cover in the future. You can contact me by sending me a message using the Send Us a Text link below the episode description.